Awesome, awesome. I've been cranking away on the spreadsheets, getting the production plan ready for all the boards. As you guys know, the campaign is coming to a close. Trying to get a bit of a head start on that. So I've been ordering components, ordering stuff for the pro bundles, everything. And there's a lot of numbers to work. So I'm kind of pulling my hair out on the spreadsheets, but making a lot of progress. So, wow, I just started hearing myself on YouTube here. That's weird. So I'm going to pull it up so that I can see the chat. I gotta mute myself. Wow. And I'll just be waiting for you guys to ask some questions. In the meantime, I'm gonna go through Indiegogo. There's some common questions there, some common questions in our Facebook group and on YouTube videos. So I'll just run through those and try to answer any lingering questions that are out there. As you know, it is a small company, so I wish we could respond to everything in real time. However, we're doing the best we can. Got a small team responding to inquiries, emails, etc., and really focusing on building you guys the best boards. So let's get right into it. I'm going to hit the campaign comments first and just read through a few. Most common question from a lot of folks who got the rush delivery is, when is that shipping? Will I get it by Christmas? So I'm going to pull up the tracking on that. We actually sent that shipment out quite a while ago. The original intention was to get YouTube reviews, things like that with it. We had some extra boards that we put into a rush delivery option. That arrived at the States on November 25th. So we were hoping, we'd get it a week or so later, maybe a week, 10 days after it arrived, which would be early December. It's still not here yet. It's been pulled for a customs inspection, which is something that happens. And that can take 1 week, 2 weeks. I've seen them take 3 weeks and even longer. So we've got our fingers crossed that we're going to see some movement on it this week and we can start shipping those rush boards before Christmas. No guarantees on that, unfortunately, as it is under customs control. However, fingers crossed. So everybody, hope those good thoughts for the rush delivery boards. They will be well before everybody else's boards. So you still get it early, hopefully before Christmas. All right, next question. David asked, because it is first come, first serve, if you didn't get the rush shipping, is it possible to come in January? No, David. So that first come, first serve is basically in production batches. The first one after the rush delivery boards will be in February. That's our estimate at the moment. And then, I've been placing orders for those boards now. When we have orders that surpass the total number from that batch, those are going to be in the next batch. So right now, there haven't been that many boards ordered. We're over 200 now, like 250 or so. So those are pretty much all going to be, the rush shipping batch and then the estimated February batch, and then subsequent orders. So like after the campaign ends, etc., those will probably be in future shipments. How does the Phantom do in extreme temperatures? Great question. I've got that in the FAQ, which is at the bottom of the campaign. I'm going to have to pull that up to get the official numbers for you because it's based on data for the battery, which is the limiting factor. So let me pull that up if I can find it. Extreme temperatures. Great. So in the FAQ, how does the Phantom handle extreme temperatures? The Phantom's battery is tested to perform in temperatures of -4 degrees Fahrenheit to 113 degrees Fahrenheit, which in Celsius is -20 to 45 Celsius. And the lower the temperature goes, the less discharge capacity you have from the battery. So you do get a little bit less power and range as that temperature goes down. We don't recommend riding temperatures above 113 Fahrenheit, which is pretty hot. So basically, if you can handle it, the board can probably handle it. Jialong, great, I answered your question there. If we are in SD, can we come by HQ and try one? I've never ridden an electric board and want to try before I pull the trigger. Absolutely, Jeremy. I'm going to send you a link to our shop. If you want to come by, HQ and try one, I've never ridden an electric board and want to try before I pull the trigger. Absolutely, Jeremy. We are. I'm going to send you a link to our shop. I'm going to send you a link to our shop. I'm going to send you a link to our shop. I'm going to send you a link to our shop. I'm going to send you a link to our shop. I'm going to send you a link to our shop. I'm going to send you a link to our shop. I'm going to send you a link to our shop. I'm going to send you a link to our shop. I'm going to send you a link to our shop. I'm going to send you a link to our shop. I'm going to send you a link to our shop. I'm going to send you a link to our shop. I'm going to send you a link to our shop. I'm going to send you a link to our shop. I'm going to send you a link to our shop. I'm going to send you a link to our shop. I'm going to send you a link to our shop. I'm going to send you a link to our shop. I'm going to send you a link to our shop. I'm going to send you a link to our shop. I'm going to send you a link to our shop. and we're open Monday to Friday from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Let me try and pull that up here and share a link with you. Man, I wish I could play some music in these lives. I'm gonna try and do that and see if hopefully don't get in trouble for it. All right, welcome everybody from San Diego. So glad you joined on the live. And let me get some music blasting here. What kind of mood am I feeling today? All right. Let's get some Spotify going. We're going to play some oldies, some classics. All right. That's better. I'm going to be in San Diego sometime in late December. Can I come by and go on a group ride with y'all for a little bit or just try it out at the warehouse? Yes, David, absolutely. Anybody in San Diego or visit, a little too loud on the music. If you're in San Diego or visiting San Diego, yes, come on by to our shop. I just shared the link there in the chat, so check that out. You'll find our address and our hours. Monday to Friday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. For the holidays, it will be a little different because a lot of folks are going home. So if it's around Christmas or New Year's, please check on Google Maps, make sure we're open, or give us a DM before you come in. What about the quick charger? I tried to add it as a perk on Indiegogo, but I can't add it, I suspect, due to pledge being locked. So Andrews, great question. Indiegogo doesn't allow us to change the orders. You can't add things to an order after you've placed it. However, we have made a separate secret perk for just the charger alone. I'm going to find that and send it to you now in the chat if you'd like to order it, and we will add it to your order later. So let me find that here. Bingo. Okay. Yeah, so anybody who wants to add the charger at a later date, you can order it here or wait for us to get it up on our website. You'll be able to order it there as well in the future. What size battery is in the Phantom BMW, Stu? It's a 12S 2P battery at 43.2 volts. Typical skateboards, electric skateboards are mostly at 36 volts. And with 10 amp hours of capacity. Each cell is 5 amp hours, so 2P makes it 10 amp hours. If you multiply all those numbers, you get the watt hours. So 43.2 volts times 10 amp hours equals 432 watt hours, which is huge for an electric skateboard. For reference, a normal boosted board, I believe, is 99 watt hours, and a boosted Stealth is 199. So this is over four times bigger than a regular boosted, and over 2 times the boosted Stealth. David, no need to make an appointment at the shop. Please just bring a mask in when you come in. We are an essential business, so we're allowed to stay open. We're providing people with bicycles, skateboards, essential transportation here in San Diego. We do abide by CDC guidelines, but feel free to come on in. As long as the shop is open, we've got your back. We'll take care of you. Blake, when will the early shipment boards be out? I answered that earlier. You're probably not on right now. They're stuck in customs. They actually arrived about 3 weeks ago in the US, but the customs process has been taking a while. There's also, because of the holidays, kind of been a big lineup of everybody's stuff trying to clear through the port and through customs. So we've got our fingers crossed that we'll see movement on it next week. No guarantees on that because it's totally up to customs, but we'll keep you updated every step of the way. As soon as they move, I'll let you know in an update in an email. And as soon as they ship as well, we'll be emailing you a tracking number so you can track the board to your door. Any advice to not fall on bumpy roads? Yeah, absolutely. So let me show you what I do. If you can see me here, I look like a bum today. I'm in the office. So on bumpy roads, like typically you're riding like this, I get down, low knees with my hands up. And the lower you get, the less moment arm you have on your body. If you study physics, and the less likely you are to fall over. So if you get real low, you're going to be a lot more stable. And with the surfer hands, you can use those to make adjustments to your weight very fast. That helps me a lot. Obviously, take it easy on the bumpy roads. If you're coming up on a bump, you can also kind of jump weight off your front foot so you don't hit it with all your weight. The weight comes off the front, and then you go over the bump, the weight comes down back onto the front and off the back. That helps a lot. I'm gonna make a video with my tips for riding an electric skateboard. We did produce one with Tanner. He had 5 tips. I'll do one as well. He rides traditional boards a bit more. I ride electric, so I'll have some different tips for you as well. Ken, a great question. When will the rest of the stuff come for the rush delivery boards? As you know, the rush delivery boards, if you order the Pro, you're just getting the Phantom, and then the Cloud Wheels and backpack will ship separately. We will probably be able to ship most of the Shred Lights out with those, but the Cloud Wheels and backpacks, it's looking like February for those with the rest of the other boards. Thanks, Isaac, for answering the questions. Any advice on how to maximize the battery's useful life? Should we charge it only after a full cycle? Blake, let me grab some water real quick. I'm getting cotton mouth here. So the battery cells are rated to maintain 70, it's either 70 or 80%. Let me see if I got the official number down here. How long does it... Okay, it's either 70 or 80%. I forget if I wrote it in FAQ or not. After 500 charge cycles. And when they charge these batteries, so this is off the official data sheet of the battery, this is a full charge at high charge and both discharge rates, much higher than we're charging at or discharging at. And it's rated to go 500 full cycles and still maintain 70 to 80% of the battery capacity. So if you're charging this thing, once, twice, 3 times a week, you can imagine how long that's going to last you. That's 3 to 5 years before you see a noticeable decrease in battery life. Some tips to help improve that is, I try and go down almost to empty before I charge it. I'll go to halfway or so, but if I only go down a few miles, I typically don't charge it. You get so much range, unless I'm planning a big ride, then I'll make sure to top it off. But also, I don't worry about it. The stress that it would cause me to be, trying to charge to 80% and, keeping on top of it would maybe extend the life of the battery for 3 months or so. And it's just not worth it for me. I'm just going to ride and deal with it. Whenever I need to replace the battery, I'll do it. Sean says, I just ordered but didn't get a confirmation email. Does that come later? I'm going to move this chat so I'm not looking over the screen. That's better. I think it's better. Okay. Yeah, you should get it in your email. There's been a few instances where Indiegogo will have like a false capture on the order. So if you don't get it, email. Keep an eye out for the next 30 minutes or so. If you still don't get one, you might want to double check and make sure it's gone through. I'm going to look at the orders here and see if I can find yours, Sean, and I'll just let you know right here. Sean, did you order it under your name? I'm not seeing it. If so, which means the order did not go through. Let me know what name you placed it under, and I can check it right here for you. What's the durometer on the non-cloud wheels? Can you slide them? Great question. Let me see. Let me see if I've got that written down. Man, I forget offhand. Give me one sec. design. One second, I'm checking the durometer. And I'm gonna type this to you in the YouTube chat. Let me just pull up the specs here. Who's enjoying this music? My computer's kind of slow. I'm pulling up my design file for the wheels. All right, while that pulls up, I'll answer another question. What's the pace speed to achieve the 30 miles range? And from your test, what range do you get when going fast speeds? So Jialong, you can see, I'm gonna pull up my range test and send that to you so you can see how I rode it when I did my last range test. But I was on the 97 millimeter wheels. I was pushing it pretty hard. I was just out having fun. At the time of my life, I was in San Diego roads going up some uphills. Pretty good roads, nothing too crazy. There were some bumpy spots, but I wasn't by any means trying to hyper mile it or do crazy range. I got 29 miles. And I weigh 160, probably 165 that day with gear. Here's a link, I'm gonna send it to you. If you go easier, so like slower, less stops, less hills, less weight, you'll get more range. And the inverse is true as well. Let me see, where's the chat? Here we go. Okay, here's the video to the range test, Jialong, if you want to check it out. And we did have a third-party YouTube reviewer just publish one as well. And he was on some nasty-ass roads, like super bumpy. He did 26.6 miles, so 27 on the 97 millimeter wheels. Okay. Once you get the boards in the shop, how long do you expect them to reach places on East Coast, specifically Florida? Also, can we replace the batteries once they do begin to fail? So once they get to the shop, there's going to be like 1 to 3 business days of handling time just for us to get everything organized, get labels on it, get it out the door. From there, boards on the West Coast typically take 2 to 3 days, and on the East Coast take about 6 to 7 days. Let me check. So the durometer, who asked that earlier? Blake, the durometer on the non-cloud wheels, I'm going to give you the full spec of the wheel. It's a 97 millimeter diameter, 56 millimeter wide contact, and 74A durometer. I'm going to type that out to you. 7 millimeter, 56 millimeter contact, 74A durometer. There you go. Okay. Jialong, after riding the board, is it best to charge it after letting it cool down for 30 minutes, or is it okay to charge right after you get home from a long ride? Good question. If you're really abusing the hell out of it, and the motors are super hot, you can feel heat coming from the bottom of the board. I mean, you'd have to ride it real hard, like basically up a mountain for that to happen. Yeah, definitely probably cool it down just to put less stress on the board. But typical riding, I wouldn't sweat it at all. Only in the most extreme of circumstances, you might want to consider taking a little breather before you charge it. Rob, can I purchase a replacement battery once it dies after several years of riding? And if so, how much do they cost? Rob, absolutely, you can. We will get them up on the website. I don't have the official price for that yet. It's probably going to be like $200-300 for that. And yes, you will be able to replace it. To do so, you'll need to peel off the grip from the board, take a plate out, and replace the battery. We will have video instructions for how to do that on the product page for the battery. Obviously, nobody needs to do that yet because you're all getting fresh new boards, and we haven't had a single battery failure on these boards yet, which is awesome. We're super excited about the reliability of them. However, we will have every single component you could possibly need as a replacement for the board available on the website. I've made sure, even in a small batch of rush boards, we're getting a bunch of extra components to make sure we don't leave you empty-handed if you do need it or crash it or need to change something on the board. David, yes, we will have that video of how to replace the battery, how to replace the motors, etc. For when you need it. Okay, Sean. Sean, so it definitely didn't go through Indiegogo. What that is probably from your bank. It's just a temporary hold that's going to clear itself out. I've heard of that many times before. This isn't our first Indiegogo campaign. What typically is the problem with that is that a lot of banks, you have a limit on how much you can spend on one card before they flag it for security purposes, etc. So because the boards are all, $1,000 plus bucks, typically that's over menu limits for certain cards. So you want to call your bank and give them a heads up. Say, hey, I'm making this purchase on Indiegogo.com. Here's the amount it's for 1,100 bucks or whatever. Make sure it goes through. Maybe call them as well and ask why it didn't go through. Is it possible that you will introduce a flight travel friendly battery to purchase later? VOC USA, most likely not on that. The battery would have to be so small. This battery is 432 watt hours of power, and the TSA limits are 99 watt hours. So like 22% of what you get now. You could do that. We definitely could make a battery that small, but I don't see if there's much use of that. You're only going to be able to ride 4 or 5 miles on that battery capacity. So you let me know if you think that would be worth it, or more people are interested in a very small battery for airlines. Let me know. But at the moment, because the battery isn't hot swappable and it's huge, no plans for an airline battery. Andres, on the rush delivery, that's not there. It was not promised in December. It was estimated in December. We're doing everything we can in our power to make sure that happens, but the board's actually shipped out over a month ago. They've been at the US for 3 weeks. They're stuck in customs right now. There won't be any refunds on the rush shipping if it does go a few days past December. We're doing everything we can to get them to you as soon as possible, and you still will get them well before everybody else. If I order the rush shipping option, will I get an already used board that somebody has reviewed, or will I get a new one? Creative Projects is going to be a brand new one. So we have other ones out for YouTube reviews as well. They use them. We don't resell them as new boards. If you add rush shipping, it's a brand new board. If you order rush delivery with the Pro option, you'll still get a new board. It's going to be the Phantom, and then the components for the Pro bundle will ship separately. The wheels and backpack most likely in February, and the shred lights possibly at the same time as your board. Luke, if you need a new battery, how should I go about replacing it? So again, to replace the battery, it's fairly straightforward. You do have to peel off the grip tape, and then there's a plate above the battery. You remove the plate, and then you have access to the battery. Pull that battery out, stick the new one in, and go backwards from there. Put the plate back on, put the grip back on, or a new grip on, and you're set to go. We will have full video instructions on our website on the battery product itself, and also probably like a maintenance tips section as well. Once we get there, once real boards ship out. Are you guys thinking about including back guards? If there are, I'd definitely like to add it to my order. Morgan, you're not the first one to request that. At the moment, we have nothing in the works. However, definitely I'm keeping it in mind. You're the second request for that. So it's definitely on the list of potential upgrades for us. Candace says, why is everybody asking about the battery? That would be years down the line. I get it, because a lot of boards The battery fails really fast. If you buy some cheap budget board for 200 bucks, I've seen boards for like 100+ bucks. It's insane, and yeah, they break almost instantly. So batteries do go bad if you buy cheap shit. If you buy nice things, where we're using the absolute best battery cell you can get. It's used in the Tesla Model 3, the same exact cell. So yeah, these are gonna last a while, but once you do get to that point, if you do want to replace the battery, you will be able to with the board. Would you recommend this as a commuter board for 14 miles round trip? Hell yes, Nick. Yeah, that's perfect. You'll be able to do it in one charge. And with that distance, 14 miles, you'll be able to knock it out on the cloud wheels with no charges, no charging. So you just be able to rip there, rip back, charge it when you get home, you're set to go. It's an awesome option for that. I do recommend the cloud wheels if you're going those long distances or commuting or over rough roads. It's really going to make your ride a bit more comfortable. Do you think we'll get them early or late February? It's too late to tell at this point. I don't want to put my foot in my mouth. So at the moment, estimated February. We're doing everything we can, including, we started production way before the campaign even ended. And that is absolutely unheard of on Indiegogo, because how it works is you run the campaign, get the orders, and it's not until after the campaign ends, then Indiegogo takes 7 to 10 days. They give you the money. Then you take the money and go into production. I'm putting my wallet on the line. I'm borrowing money to get production started early, just to get you guys the boards as early as possible. So I've started this process already over a week ago to start production, and we're gonna have a little bit of a head start. Still estimated February. Jalon says, Miles board batteries are probably the best in the e-board market. Yeah, baby, let's go. Isaac says 100% would purchase bash guards. Good to know. All right, that's 3 votes for bash guards. How long does it take to switch wheels? Immediately. So it's just like a normal skateboard wheel. There's nothing to dick around with like you do have with the hub motors. It's literally one bolt, pop your skate tool on it, pull the wheel off, you're set to go. I can show you if you guys would like. I'll pull a board in here and show you what it's like. Is the Pro Bundle backpack waterproof? It's water resistant. It's not waterproof. So if you got like a laptop in there, I definitely wouldn't go out into a typhoon or any heavy rains like that. It's got some protection. It's like really great nylon. I'm gonna see if I got one here. Not in my office. I'll pull a board and a backpack in a bit later. +1 for bash guards. +1 for bash guards. All right, that's 5 votes for bash guards. 6 votes for bash guards. Is it unhealthy for the hub motors if we start accelerating up a hill when it's rolling back? Yeah, I totally get what you're saying, Jialong. It does put a lot of stress on them. Basically, the harder you stress them, the more wear you're putting on them. I don't typically worry about it a lot. Usually when I accelerate, I'm like jumping on the board, so I get a moving start. If I'm going up a hill, sometimes I'll give a little kick and then hit the accelerator, just because I'm in the same boat as you. Like I almost feel bad for the board, just abusing it so much. But I can say that our employees, our interns, they ride the fuck out of these boards. I mean, they're going uphill from a dead start, rolling backwards in the dirt, jumping them, smashing them, etc. And so far, no issues whatsoever. So they are robust. However, the better you take care of it, the longer it's going to last. So ride how you please. Just like a car, the better you treat it, the longer it's going to last. Damn, we made it through all the questions. All right, I'm going to grab a board and a backpack just to have something to chat about in here. And then I'll start looking at the Indiegogo questions, Facebook, etc. As long as there's no other YouTube questions. I'll take you guys with me. Come for the ride. Check this out. This is my dad, grandpa. My grandpa built this model airplane. Pretty sick. He passed a couple years ago, but now he's with me in the office. What's up, Mackie?
Hey.
Mackie's working hard on the weekend. It's just us two this weekend. We got a little Christmas tree in the office. Check that out. All right, Phantoms. Please show the carrying system of the backpack in detail. We do have a video for that, so I'm gonna send you that video because doing the live and going all through the backpack is gonna be challenging at the same time. But I'm gonna grab a backpack and a board here just to be able to chat about it. There we go. So for everybody that doesn't know, I also run FLX Bike. We make electric bikes as well. We've been doing this for about 5 years, skateboards for 3 years. So not our first rodeo by any means, but learning something new every day. All right. We're back. Okay, I got the backpack, so I'm gonna send a link to a video. Excuse me. I'm gonna send you guys a link to a video on the backpack, and you can watch that. It's got a lot more info than I could cover on this live. Jetpack. Let's see. Ooh. 1 second here. Bingo. I wish I could like broadcast these videos in our live, but since I can't, I've sent it in the chat. If you check out that video that I just sent, it's awesome. You'll be able to see all the secret features of the Miles backpack, including how it works. It's also on the campaign page. So if you go to the main campaign for the board, I believe it's towards the bottom. There's a video showing the backpack. There's also like the pro versus regular bundle as well. Okay. So David, the shred lights. Nick asked, are the Cloud Wheels shred lights pricey outside of the bundle? The shred lights are $100 and the Cloud Wheels are $130. Those are the retail prices on those items. If you want to purchase those separately, and you can buy shred lights from their website or Amazon as well for the Cloud Wheels. You can buy them now, or you can buy them on our site. Same prices, $130 for the Cloud Wheels. I stopped looking at the Facebook group for some reason. People were getting super hostile. Yes, the people that didn't get bored, unfortunately. There were some folks that weren't too thrilled because they were expecting a super low price. It is super low at $1,000 for what you're getting, but you know this isn't a Meepo board. It's not a unique or some bullshit $200 board. When is the price of the board expected to go back up? Trying to save enough money while it's still on sale. So Tyler, the price has already increased once since our launch day. That was when we had the absolute lowest price. It bumped up a little from there. And then just kind of depending on what targets we hit, the price will increase. Once the campaign ends, it will increase. Also, once we get boards in stock, it will be going up as well. So no promises on exactly how long these prices are going to last. I do know that now it's a great deal, and the longer you wait, the higher it's going to be. Is the GoPro mount swappable to the other side? Sean, no, the GoPro mount is not swappable to the other side. It's on here good. It's sewn in, so you will not be able to swap that, unfortunately. And it's kind of an extra. Like, I don't expect a ton of people to actually use this GoPro mount, but if you did need it, it's there. you could probably mount a light there. There's some action mounts for lights. I think Tread Lights has one. You could also do a 360 cam. I think the coolest way to do it would probably be with an extension, like an 8 to 10 inch extension, and a 360 cam that maybe gets it out like here when you're skating. And that'll give you enough separation to kind of see you, see the road, see everything. Me one, yes, the cloud wheels and backpack are not expected until estimate of February with the other boards, the main production boards. Can the plane behind me fly with a transmitter? Yes, it is a remote controlled plane. It's got a little engine up there. I was up at my visiting family for Thanksgiving, and I had been meaning to take some of my grandpa's old planes back home with me. He's got the transmitters and stuff, but I don't think I'll be able to fly this thing. Like, the engine's seized up. It's gonna take hours and hours and hours, probably multiple days, just to rebuild the engine, get it rolling. And you could buy a new electric airplane for 100, 200 bucks. I'll probably end up crashing it too. So I am not gonna fly this one probably, unless I get a crazy amount of time. I'll just buy a new one. Keep this one looking pretty. We need another video from Ronnie Sarmiento. I agree. We actually just got the board back from him, so I don't think we'll have another video from him. But the last guy who posted the 2 videos, Dallas, I believe he's got one more on the way that he'll be publishing in the next few days, so we'll be sharing that. Jala, the official water resistant, I believe we say, is IP65. However, I think it's higher than that. It's so well sealed. I'm going to show you what I mean. All right, so a typical electric skateboard, you've got a deck, and then you've got a battery box down here with hopefully some form of seal between the battery box and the deck. This one, you've just got one solid carbon fiber body, so there's nowhere here for water to get into. The only places where you want to worry about on the bottom of the board, pay attention to for water, is this heatsink here. This is sealed as well, but just to keep in mind, there is potential for ingress here if it gets past those seals. And also the charging port, if you can see that. So we've got the charging port here. If you are out riding, you want to make sure that you get the plug. Where's that little plug? You want to make sure you get the plug inside the charging port. There we go. That will seal it a bit better. And you've got the power button, and back here also the 2 motor wires going into the deck. So this is the area where you have potential for ingress. The motors are waterproof. Obviously, you do want to try and keep those dry so you don't prematurely wear them. And then you've got the top of the board. Here's another area with potential for ingress on other boards. However, look at this. We got the grip tape covering pretty much every square inch of this board. So the grip tape itself, it's got a really nice gummy adhesive behind it that acts as a seal for the top of the board. So it's very well sealed. Water damage is not covered by the warranty, so don't go swimming with this thing and then call us and ask for a new one. Ride at your own discretion. It can handle water, some puddles, stuff like that, but definitely, don't abuse it and think that it's going to be covered, especially if you just swimming with it. I actually did that with a board once. I had an off-road. It was an Evolved. I was out with a friend. We're riding on the beach, and she got stuck because the motor failed on her Evolved. The remote was acting up, and so I'm like waiting for her, like, yo, what's up? And I look back, and this rogue wave came, washed completely over the board. And I was like, oh shit! So I pick up the board, just sopping wet water. Pick up the board, run to the dry sand, and I start hearing this psss, and the battery like smoked out. It was scary. So don't go swimming with it. Don't try and go surfing with the board. Long story short. Are there any parts of the board that need to be dried from wet or else it'll rust? Jala, great question. So, yeah, definitely recommend giving it a wipe down. The bearings in the wheels can rust. The bearings in the motors can rust as well. These all have potential for rust. So if you are riding when it's wet, also the hardware kind of holding the trucks on or the shred lights, if you got those, all have potential. So if you do get it wet, definitely recommend giving it a good wipe down. Also, if you're going through like puddles and stuff, keep riding it in an area where it's dry, because that speed and that heat will actually force water out and also dry it up before it does get a chance to rust or cause any damage. Connie, are we actively working on other grip tape designs, stripe color, other designs? Yes, our graphic designer is working on some concepts right now. I don't know if we'll be able to include any during this crowdfund, or if it's going to be something we put up on the website later. But we do know, the grip tapes, especially for the Miles Dual, for example, were a big popular item. And we want to give you guys some awesome hot grip tapes. We're under the gun right now trying to build these boards, get them out to you ASAP. So it's a low priority item, but for me, I think it's super cool. So just keep an eye out. As soon as we get some new grip tapes, we'll let you know. Have you thought of a vibration absorbing grip tape? Yes, good question. That is something that we will keep in mind for future upgrades or options for the board. If we do one, what we'll have to do is because it's really tough to like cut that stuff, the foam grip tape. So we'll probably have a die cut one where it's cut exactly to the shape of the deck. So just cut like this here. We'll offer it on the website or something like that. If you order it, it'll ship out to you rolled up. You peel your old grip tape off, stick the new grip tape on, and you're ready to go. So we will keep that in mind for sure. Good song. All right. I'm going to look for some more questions here on Indiegogo and YouTube as well. Okay, we've got one from Blake. So Blake asked, can you describe the braking a bit more? Sure thing. I'm going to show you. So to turn the board on, by the way, so that everybody can see what I'm doing, I'm going to turn it off first. So you've got a little power button back here. Hit that. Now you see that it's red. That means it's on. Turn the board on by holding the power button here. And now it's on. So I'm in level 3, by the way. To go, oh, this is so awkward here. To go, you just hold that, and now to brake, pull back. That's it. So when you are riding, I'm going to show you how I ride. I'll try anyways. The camera frame isn't quite big enough, but if I'm going that way and I get on the board, what I want to do to counteract the acceleration forces is I want to lean in the direction I'm going. So to do that, I straighten my back leg and I bend the front leg, and that kind of leans me forward. And that will make sure I don't fall off the back when I accelerate. And the opposite is true when you go to brake. So when you go to brake, you're going to want to straighten the front leg and bend the back a little bit. So you lean back against the forces of braking so you don't fly off the front when you brake. Are you planning any goal upgrades? Connie, at the moment, no stretch goals. Is it possible to replace a grip tape on a Phantom's deck as on a non-e-board? Not a whole lid, just a sandpaper. Yes, Michael. Mikal. Yeah, all you do is just peel it off, stick a new one on, just like a sticker. You're ready to go. I've seen many other hub motor, power electric board that has an issue. Clickety sound coming from in the motor. No. So far, no. It is. I mean, it's always a possibility for electrical components to have an issue or malfunction. We haven't had a clickety sound when riding yet. I don't know if maybe you got something inside your motor hubs, but the motors used on the Phantom, they're sealed, so nothing's gonna get in them, no sand, rocks, anything like that. However, they are machines. It's always possible that something in the future could go wrong. We haven't had an issue yet, but we will be stocking replacement motors. If you ever do need it, you'll be able to swap a new one in. Big fan of the new remote. Awesome. Yeah, a lot of people had asked for the scroll wheel, thumb wheel. I have very dusty roads where I live. Will I have to clean the board after a long ride? If you want it looking clean, Luke, yes, you will. We've got our great shop techs here in the shop, so I'm always out beating the boards up, getting them dirty, and by the time I need to use it next, it's magically clean. So big props to Anthony in the shop for doing that. Is it normal to have a fatigue ankle after some rides? Any tips to prevent that and have a more comfortable ride? Jialong, absolutely yes. That's normal for any electric skateboard because your ankles are really working, ankles and calves, to keep you stable, keep you from falling off. So there's a lot of tiny muscles just twitching and moving around, keeping you stable and balancing you. So that's totally normal. And the more you ride, the less you notice it. The more you ride, the stronger those muscles get, the better you are at riding. Some things that do help out, the cloud wheels actually do give you a bit of a smoother ride, which can help. And apart from that, really just putting the time in, putting in your miles, and you'll feel better. How good does the Rampage do on snow and ice? Good question. So I wouldn't recommend using it in like deep snow. I don't think you'd be able to go anywhere with it. But on ice, that's something I personally would love to do. We don't get any ice here in San Diego, so I can't tell you from experience. But I bet you're going to be sliding around, having a good time, especially if it's that, not like an ice rink where it's super smooth, but just like ground ice where you have a little bit of texture you can grip onto. Have some fun. Definitely wear a helmet because you're going to be sliding around. Nice one, Jalon. Got a new motor. Beautiful. He said he's trying to sell his DJI Phantom 4 so he can buy a Miles Phantom. Nice. Yeah, if anybody wants a DJI Phantom 4 drone, hit up Jalong so he can buy the Miles Phantom skateboard. I'm just vibing to this music right now. It's been such a busy weekend. We did a podcast yesterday. Been working on a production plan all weekend. Hoping to turn in the concrete numbers for boards this afternoon. Exactly how we're going to do the distribution of pro and regulars, and really advise our factories on how they need to be built. Excuse me. When's the next podcast episode coming out? I'm trying to wean myself off entirely political commentary. Alex, we just posted one yesterday. I'm going to try and send a link to you here if you want to hear the podcast. It's totally uncensored. It's just me and my bro having a good time talking about recent stuff. Not safe for work by any means. So I'm going to find that, send you a link. And let me know if you'd like to have any specific guests on. Here's a link to the podcast in the comments. It's called Honor Failure. You can find it on Spotify. I think it's on Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts. It's all around. Alex, I'm glad you thought it was funny. We definitely had a good time. My son wants to know, will the 120 wheels work with the Phantom or just the 105? Let me show you. So I've got the 105s on here now, and you can see I've got about 1 inch of clearance here between the wheel and the cutout for the board. Now a 105 millimeter wheel, 120, that's got an extra 15 millimeters of wheel. So you've got an extra 7.5 millimeters per side. It's only going to come out about that much more. So you can definitely put it on. That's not going to be an issue. However, you'll have to tighten the trucks a little bit more than normal. So when you're turning, you don't get wheel bite and push that wheel into the deck, because when you get wheel bite, you fall off and it's not fun. So for anybody who doesn't know what I'm talking about, when you do get the board, it's so important. This is the kingpin of the trucks, and this is how you adjust how tight the trucks are. You will get a tool included with the board, and this, for anybody who doesn't skate, is a very, very critical part of how the board feels and how it rides. So when you get it, I recommend putting the board down in the grass or on some carpet, somewhere where it's not going to move. Stand on it and put all your weight on one side, like as if you were turning, and all your weight on the other side. Do it on both the front and the back of the board, and see if you can get the wheel to touch the deck. If you can, that means you might be able to do that when you're riding, which will stop you. Basically, if this wheel touches the deck, it's going to act like a big brake and throw you off the board. So you really want to make sure to adjust this, and according to how you turn, how you ride, your weight, etc. You don't want to get that wheel bite. Some people like it super tight, which is more stable. Some people like it looser so they can do sharper turns and stuff like that. I like to ride it as loose as possible without getting the wheel bite. And it's still super stable for me, but I've been doing this a long time. I've got good balance. I've got surfer hands. For the less experience, you might want to start a bit tighter and then work your way up as you go. I can imagine Casey making a video comparing the Phantom to a boosted board. That would be awesome. Now that boosted boards is gone, he doesn't have his friends anymore with the board company. So there may be an opportunity in the future to kind of link up with him and become his next board of choice. Are the Phantom Southwest Airline safe? No, they are not. You can't take them on any airline without probably getting in some trouble. The battery is over 4 times the legal limit allowed to carry on an airplane. It's huge. TSA allows 99 watt hours. This is 432 watt hours. Is it possible that the Phantom can get firmware updates later on? Unlikely. We'll keep it in mind. However, it works great how it is. We're not planning any changes to firmware. Is there going to be an app for the Phantom board? If not, is it a work in progress? Jalong, no plans for an app. We keep it very simple. We don't have app developers. We don't want them. We just want to build good boards that ride well. Just grab the remote, hit the button, ride, have a good time, go home. Not going to complicate it with apps, because I find, I've got, for me, I have a smartwatch here that I haven't even touched in 2 months because I don't need it. It's just all the pointless data that, I don't use it all. But long story short, no app in the works. Dang, these would make awesome personal transports for traveling. I totally agree, Alex. It would be cool. It's too bad the rules are there in place. I believe it's actually from the hoverboard era when hoverboards were first coming out. I mean, these guys, when they were building them in China, hoverboards, mass producing, not testing at all, using the shittiest, cheapest cells you could get. And then these things are coming over, catching on fire and stuff, going up inside of an airplane or in an airport. So that's why they put those rules in, because the bigger the battery, the more potential energy there. Is there enough space to put a riser on the trucks? Riptide sells tunnel risers that will let you put a long bike lock through it for uni. Hey, that's a great question, Morgan. I've seen like a longboard lock before, where people will put a longboard on a bike lock. I would not recommend that at all. I would never put my board out on a bike lock. I'm sure you can lock it there, but the people out here stealing bikes and stealing boards are pretty crafty. So whenever you can, carry it with you, and that's the beauty of the board. It's so portable. You can walk into class with it. You can bring it into the bar, the gym, etc. To answer your question, sorry, I'm getting off topic. To answer your question, yes, you can put a riser on the trucks. So it's right here. To do that though, what you'll need to do is peel the grip tape back. And if you use like a blow dryer or a heat gun, you can actually peel the grip tape and maintain all the adhesiveness and just pop it right back. So you have to peel that off, take out the current hardware that hold the trucks in, and replace that with longer hardware so you have enough room to fit that riser after you install it, because the current hardware is pretty short. Blake says, I'm flying out to Mexico on the 27th. Can I expect the board to arrive before that? Blake, I've got no idea. We've got our finger crossed on the movement for that shipment. We'll keep you updated. But right now, I unfortunately have no control over customs. So it's basically, once they finish, we'll get notified. It'll be on the way. We'll also let you guys know as well. Any plans for posture control in the future? Any competition from Spectra, etc. Alex, no plans for posture control. Personally, I don't like it. I like to move my weight all over the board, especially when I'm turning, tricking, stuff like that. We're definitely not going to do a posture control on the Phantom. The remote works awesome, and it's very predictable. Where the posture control, if you're jumping around, if there's traffic, etc., going 30 miles an hour, it's not something that I would personally want to do. It's not something we're planning for the board. I don't personally envision any competition from Spectra or Sapphire. In my opinion, it's a total novelty, and this is just my opinion. I'm sure there's some people out there that love it, but it's a novelty, and I don't see that becoming widespread by any means. In the longer term future, though, what I do see is mind control. We're a few years out from that, though, but that would be an absolute dream of mine. And again, it's going to be a bit of a novelty, but being able to just think and go would be pretty sweet. I can't wait to visit you guys and take my first look at the Phantom board. Awesome, Jalong. We're so excited to have you in here and also get your feedback on the board. We haven't had a single person on it who hasn't loved it when they wrote it. So Blake, when the boards do ship out, you're going to get a tracking number, so you'll be able to track it all the way to your door. You can also, depending on which service it ships with, you usually use FedEx. You'll be able to manage the delivery. So if you're not home or you need to change the address, I think that's something that you can do on FedEx's website. Does it come with a warranty? If so, how long is the warranty? Jalong, it's a 6-month warranty. It covers everything on the board from defect or failure. It does not cover normal wear and tear. It doesn't cover if you crash the board or ride it in some water. Those things are not covered. However, everything you need to possibly fix the board if you run it over with a car, etc., is going to be on our website. So luckily, it's a pretty modular product. If you need new motors, you get new motors, stick them on. If you need a new battery, you get a new battery, put it in, and you're set to go. Are you accepting internships? Tyler, I believe we're going to do another round in January. So kind of right after Christmas into the new year, we're going to have a new round of internships for a product launch competition. If you're interested in that, let me see if I can send you a link where you can apply. Yeah, bingo. All right, I'm going to send you a link here, Tyler, and I'm also going to make the internships available because right now they're not showing on that page. If you give me 2 minutes here, I'll have those new internships up. What a great song. I'm loving it. All right. Give me 1 sec. Okay, set to go. Tyler, just use that link. There are 4 available internships: graphic design, digital marketing. What else have we got? Video production and web development. If you've got other skills too, just pick the closest one, and then in your resume, you can talk about that. But we're always looking for fresh faces to come in, learn some things. Our current interns have learned so much about running a business and some really cool things. So if you're one of those go-getters and love to learn, it's a good opportunity. All right, my YouTube is frozen here. I gotta open it in another link so I can see the comments. So Tyler, the internships are they're open for our sister company, which is a bike company, and Miles Board. So depending on if you like bikes or boards better, you may have an opportunity with either one of those. Damn, my YouTube live has frozen. YouTube's completely frozen on my computer. It's dead. I'm gonna have to open this in another browser. Damn, everything's dead on my computer. Like all the YouTube tabs shut down, so I can't see the comments right now. Give me 1 sec to recover. I'm gonna wrap this live up in about 3:15 here, so that's an hour 15 minutes total. So any last minute questions, please ask away. I'm here to answer anything that I can. If I don't know the answer, I'll tell you. I'm not here to bullshit you or blow smoke up your ass. It's a great board. It's not, it's not magic or anything like that. It's just good technology. It's a good price. And if you need anything, let us know. Damn. I think I got too much stuff open on the computer right now. So I'm gonna try another browser. All right. Anything in terms of engineering? I'm a student at SDSU. Tyler, definitely interested in that. If you'd like to flex your engineering muscles, there's always projects, always things we could use your help with, and really kind of apply what you're learning to the real world. Jawbone, fantastic. Yeah, check it out. All right, let me run through the Indiegogo campaign comments while the chat is a bit slow here. Okay, one question was about the warranty, if you could purchase it at a later date after you buy in to extend it. So yeah, before your board ships or anytime really within like 90 days of placing your order, if you feel like you'd like to, extend the warranty and purchase that, just send us an email. We'll be able to send you a link where you can purchase an extended warranty and double it from the 6 months to 12 months. So if you didn't get it yet, but you're still interested in it, don't worry, you'll be able to add that to your account, to your board at a later date. Let's see, more questions. So there was a question about the fast charger. If you missed it, that's an add-on available at checkout when you purchase the board. The standard charger is 2.5 amps, so that'll charge the board in about 4 to 5 hours from completely dead. The fast charger is 4.5 amps, so it's 80% higher charging rate than the original at 4.5 amps. So it will charge the board in like 2 to 3 hours. Pretty sweet. And it's not really gonna, age the cells any faster than the standard charger. Both of those are charging at a relatively low rate compared to what these cells can handle. All right. There are not too many questions that we haven't answered here on the live already on Indiegogo. There was a question about chargers for international boards. It is going to come with a US plug, so you will need like that plug adapter that I'm sure everybody's got at home if you're in Europe or other places. However, the charger does accept 220 volts, so you won't need a voltage adapter. Just plug it into the socket adapter, plug it into the wall, you're set to go. The Jalmo says you guys are so close to 100K subscribers. Where do you see that? 100K? Where is that? So we're on YouTube. I think we're like 2,000. On Instagram, close to 20,000. Where are you seeing 100,000, Jalmo? Let me know. So somebody asked, will the rush delivery boards be the same ones as the ones with the February estimated shipping date? Yes, they are. Exact same boards. However, the components for the Pro bundle will ship in February. So if you ordered Pro and rush shipping, you'll just get the board and possibly the shed lights as well. And then the backpack and cloud wheels at the later date if you missed that earlier. That's pretty much all the questions on Indiegogo. It seems like the live chat has slowed down as well. I think we've answered everybody's questions. I'm going to take one quick look through YouTube comments and some of our past videos, see if there's any questions that we haven't answered there yet. And then if not, I'll be signing off. Yes, the shred light mounts do come with the Pro bundle. So what I'm trying to do, it's looking very good so far, is for the Pro boards, instead of just shipping you a box of shred lights where you'll have to spend all this time installing it yourself, I'm trying to get it installed at the factory. So when we build the boards, we just build them out right into the Pro bundle boards. So you'll be able to, once you get the board, just slap those shred lights on and be ready to go. So it'll save you a lot of time, and really just we take care of it for you. I'm not promising that. That's my intention, but it's looking very good at the moment. Oh shit. Tyler, give me 1 sec to respond to that. I opened in a new tab where I'm not signed in, so I can't comment. It's flx.bike/jobs. Let me type that for you. Bingo. There you go, Tyler. All right, let's see if we can find some questions. The pre-installation sounds very sweet. Looking forward to receiving the whole bundle. Hell yes. Hell yes. So if you ordered the Pro and rush shipping, we probably won't be able to get those mounts on because they left the factory before we even had the Pro bundle. But for the estimated February ones, those are the Pro ones where we're trying to get the Shredlight mounts installed at the factory. All right, questions. Let's see what we've got. Jorge says, if I order the board with rush delivery, will it still come in before Christmas? Answer that a couple times on this live. Right now, it's unknown. It's stuck at customs. We don't know exactly how long it's going to take before it gets out. It was looking very good until it got stuck in customs. Right now, it's kind of up in the air. So cross your fingers. As soon as it makes progress, we'll be letting you guys know. Would you say the board is as quiet as hub motors? Yeah, it's super quiet. Actually, the Phantom rides quieter than our hub motor board, the Dual, because the Dual has it has a hollow carbon body, and also it has a lot less shock absorption in the wheels. So when you're riding the Dual around, you definitely hear kind of his hollow, kind of a hollow vibration coming from the deck. With the Phantom, you don't get that. Let's see. Is the board going to be in Australia too? Yes, we will be shipping to Australia if you order on Indiegogo. Somebody asked, can I get it with a different grip design? You'll be able to change the grip out if you have a grip that you like. You can just change that out as long as you cut it out. You can rip the old grip off, stick any grip you like on it. We're also working on some that we may have available at a later date, so stay tuned for that. But yes, you will be able to change the grip if you hate the current one. Somebody asked, can you use the board with your boosted backpack? I'm not sure exactly how it mounts in the boosted backpack. If it's one that just wraps around the truck, it should be just fine. It's smaller in terms of thickness than the boosted mini, so it should definitely fit. All right, this is about all the questions I'm seeing on YouTube as well. So let me check the chat one more time. And if there's no more questions, I will be signing out and getting back to the spreadsheets so I can finish the production plan and really get the ball rolling on the remaining items that need to be handled for our production. Are you still doing giveaways, Shusheng Lee? Yes, I am. I may be doing one for Christmas, so stay tuned to my Instagram at rob.rast. I'll post it here. Keep an eye out for the next giveaway. All right, guys, that is it for today's live. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, you got to hit the subscribe button. We put our hearts and souls into this, and you don't want to miss the next video. So thanks again for watching. To everybody waiting on a Phantom, thanks for believing in us to build the boards for you. We cannot wait to ship them to you and see how you like them, because they're awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Thanks again for watching, and I'll catch you next time.